Welcome back, everybody. This is Rusty. We are continuing on with Call of Cthulhu. This is Chapter 7, The Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Alganon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit.
Where's the bookseller?
Somebody's been here. Or somebody is here.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to the voice in his head because it holds the truth. Alright. What do we got? Anything? Anybody?
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
This is the beginning of the century still. This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud for a psychologist, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Oh man, they're just ramping up my medicine. Darkwater history. Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. So I wonder if I'm going to have to, pay for these books or anything. Biology and mythology. Handbook on anatomy and dissection. As precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgeries specific to malformations and motor disorders. Alright, so nobody yet. Got a cup. Got a book. Darkwater History, Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, the whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because, up till then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Alright, anything else? Got a chessboard, got a lamp. Got some oil. Skull.
What happened here?
Alright, reconstruction time. Anything up here? Alright. Alchemy. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 1. At least can be said about this book. The least that can be said about the book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Alright, where's my medicine at? 40%? I like it. Alright, 3 CP points. So elegance just bit me in the butt. Psychology, spot hidden. Try to stay well-rounded. Oh, I forgot I have to validate. There we go. Reconstruction time.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
I don't think that I can't even go in there. Anything over here? Nope. Oh.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What the... Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah
Apparently that
Hawkins
power.
helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
That is everything.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Key of relay files. This key that bears the Elder's sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from his last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Nothing in there. Well, what? Open the safe. Alright. Alright, so we need numbers.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each hidden, so anthology? Mythology? Mythology. Greek world. Life and study combine, or history, alchemy? Study combine. Life and study. Life and study. Of the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Alright. So, alchemy. So I need a cylinder.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse. Nostradamus.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
I am not going to read all these out loud.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. Cylinders that Drake tried to hide.
Cylinders.
We should perhaps listen to them.
2 and 3. So I need one more. Medicine.
Things are not looking good. A kind of chalice.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a special motif? Can I look inside? Don't have cylinder number 1. Alright, so... 1. Would you read the book? Yeah.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
I recognize him. Nameless Bookstore. This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I had never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work on the bestiary of the myth. Without giving details on the mythology to which it refers, its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. So, pretty sure that's the alien from the Aliens movie. That's the Shambler. Alright. So the other 2 cylinders were here. I'm only missing 1 cylinder. This is biology.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
These Tibetan writings are at the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy would have drawn exclusively or extensively on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the Nameless Bookstore in Darkwater, could be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Man, this place is just a treasure trove for my medical and occultism knowledge. Alright, what do we got? Mythology, theology. Still missing 1 cylinder. Come on, it's got to be in the globe. Not back there.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Strange amulet. The pendant is in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore. I think that might have been one of those books I read. Alright. No cylinder. Alright, anything on the good doggy? Poetry, history, linguistics, archaeology, astronomy. That was a Greek pursuit. Nothing in here, though. Just the cup. The Arkham books.
Things are not looking good.
Yeah, I know. All right.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Alright, cylinder 1, red drops, grail. That is probably that chalice. So, red drops, probably the rubies? So I guess I did have cylinder number 1. Didn't think I did.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Alright, so chessboard, White Queen, those still standing.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So Arkham anthologies number 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on the chessboard, 6 total that are standing. Four on the chessboard, 6 total.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Alright, so to the left of the handle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Arkham Editions, number 1. Sorry, number 9.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Volume 3.
Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about this collection?
6,
Drake talked about a particular...
8.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his
8.
message. What did Drake say about this collection?
Massa di Requiem, Parashugi.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Oh, I can't reach that one. Okay.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this
9.
collection?
A collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural. So, 9. So, what numbers do we have? Edition 9, 1908, and 18. Alright. Alright, rotate. There we go. So, 5. let's go with 4. And let's try 9. Validate? Yes. Open safe. What do I gotta do? So let's try 6. Use the crowbar, or how do I open safe? Change lock, rotate, validate. All right. Oh, I wonder if there's more rubies on that cup.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
No. Just the main ones. Alright. 5. There's 4 on the board. So let's open safe. $19.08. $19.08. $18. Already did that. $19.08. Volume 9. Five, 6, and 9. Two, 3, 4. Well, there are 7 on the board. One of them is not standing, though.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
How many volumes are there? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 volumes. I've already tried 8. Well, let's do this the hard way.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
So I wonder if it's 3. There's 3 pieces protecting the White Queen. Alright, which one was that? So I'm assuming this should be 9. There we go. Oh, it's the Necronomicon. That can't be good. Oh. Well, everybody, thank you for coming out. That was Chapter 7. Please join me next time. I will be continuing on with the game with Chapter 8, the Riverside Institute. So it looks like after breaking out of the Riverside Institute, I guess I'm going to go back. All right, take it easy, everybody. I'll see you next time.